Hey Dad,
Yeah, what's going on?
I want to get into nitro like hybrid RC.
Oh, well, that's a little tough, but I got you. So all you got to do, get yourself some Taco Bell, get yourself some fuel line. Can't tell you till you're 21 on what that's for. And that's it. You're set. You can get into nitro.
Alright.
But you can't have these. You got to buy your own.
Why?
Why? Because those are mine. So get out there, do some work, buy your own.
Hey Dad, I need some help.
What do you need help with?
I want to bash the RC car like RC car garage.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's easy. Duct tape, zippy ties, $5. That should do it. All right, welcome back. So today I am back on my Infraction V2. I went ahead and yesterday went ahead and replaced this outer nut because it got all melted up on this rear and the rim failed. At least I believe the rim failed. So I kind of cleaned it up. Saw some hub damage on it. So it had me thinking all night, like, man, if I run these wheels again and it tears up the same wheel because I've got damage to that hub or there's a damage to the bearing or something, and I'm saying these wheels are weak and no good because there's another issue, that would be wrong of me. So I've got a couple hubs. One of them I believe should fit. I got a right and a left here from one of my Limitlesses that crashed, or it could have even been a roller. Bearings don't even look like they've been run. They are takeoff parts because it shows where the screws have been on, but these things are literally like brand new. So I usually have a lot of Limitless and Infraction parts, so rather than take a chance, we're going to go ahead and bust this thing off because I don't want this failing because of lack of something I've done. I just can't call a part bad because of damage. So we're going to go ahead and bust this thing off. I think it's going to be a little tough because of these fender wells that are in here. Can't get to the nuts very easily. But we're going to give it a shot. I think I'm going to pull off this bottom nut first. And then maybe I can flip it up and get access to that inner. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Oh, there's some washers in there too. Get that dog bone out of here. See if I can get to this now. But that's one thing about me. When I try to test for something, I try to make sure everything's correct. And I'll show you what I mean and why this has been bothering me. So you can see the damage on this hub, and it's actually really rough because it's rubbing on this. I don't know if it melted in or if it's just the plastic, even the bearing showing down there. So I'm making the right call right now to go ahead and get this thing replaced out. I should have did it yesterday. Don't know why I didn't. But you can't have stuff like this, because if this thing fails again, and I'm telling you these wheels are no good, then that's on me. That's just not cool. I might even replace this hub if I can't get this thing cleaned up properly. I can't even see where the pin is at. Man, that thing's in bad shape. Check these bearings. So the bearings are mint, using the RC Guy Garage mint. Bearings are good. Did I just launch that pin? Yes, I did. So let me see if I have a new hub. If not, I'm gonna have to clean off all this plastic. Look where that plastic's everywhere on this thing. Let's see, AR310904. These are $11 for a set of hubs. I believe this hub should be the same. Nope, it's the wrong hub. See how small that center hole is? I know I have hubs somewhere for this thing. Let me look for the correct hubs. These must be the 4S ones for the smaller axles. So I think I've run across this before. Let me see if I find some hexes. All right, so I'm gonna have to clean this up because I don't have another hex, which is gonna suck. Trying to clean this thing up, but it's what I gotta do. God, look at that. That almost looks like a bearing. Cleaning out the back of that thing. Get all this plastic off this thing. There we go. So, no plastic on it now. Nice and clean. Not going to rub against that bearing now. So, now that we got that cleaned up, let me match this up. I don't think this is these are too big. Yeah, the pin doesn't stick through. So these have got to be the wrong ones. You can see how much longer they are. Wow. Well, let me see if I have the right hubs, because these hubs are definitely too big, which I'm shocked. I don't know what those hubs are for, but this hub is just, it's eaten up. So let me see if I can find a hub. Be right back. All right, so bearing carrier AR330193, $11. So did the savings on these tires, because it's about $5 a tire. I want to say it's less than that. It's $5 for two that you save on buying the Power Hobbies wheels versus the Hoons. As you see, and this is what I'll show you. I'm going to throw the bearings did not seize. They're nice and smooth, both bearings. But this is what worried me. With the bearing in there, you can see there's a big lip there. And then all this melted plastic, it literally ground down half of the bearing carrier. So I finished it up. I didn't really look at this too much. I just shaved it a little bit to try to get off some of the plastic so that the plastic would not hit the wheel, but it didn't feel like it should. So I opted to tear it down today and get this problem fixed. So these bearing carriers that I have are for a EXB KRATON, and that's why they don't fit. I thought most of the Arrma stuff was the same, but it's not. As you see, even on this inner, I'll show you, you can see plastic got up into this. So plastic, dirt, you can tell that the plastic got hot. Now the bearing itself is fine, but I'll keep them, I'll re-oil them, and then we'll get them back in there. So a lot of people do pack their bearings with grease, and for bashers I feel that's okay. You guys can use whatever you want. They sell these little pens with oil in them, and these are designed for bearings. That's what I use on mine. So I am going to check these bearings, and all you do is take a little razor blade, pop out the seal so that you can get to it. Then we're going to go ahead and take our little needle with oil in it, and we're just going to add some oil to this bearing. And even though this is a new-ish bearing, it's always good to check. Make sure that that seal, oh, the pen is dripping. Make sure that that seal is back in there, because you do not want these seals coming out. That's just going to get dirt, debris, all that stuff in there. Nice and smooth. Gonna go ahead and get our package opened up. Oh, and the little washers are in here too. The little spacers they give you as well in the kit, in case you lose them. That is now the right thickness. And the side I pull the seal out, just a habit, I face it in. Just for peace of mind, if it does come out, at least it's facing in. As you see, the bearing, there's not much oil in them. And I think that's why Arrma's bearings rust and come apart, is because there's just not a lot of oil inside these bearings. See, I've had to add a lot of oil to that. And And that's just going to ensure that these bearings are going to last and not come apart. So that's the seal I took off, so I'm going to face that in. And then we're going to get the upper put on. Now the upper was, I'll have to double check what spot it was on. So looking at this one, it was the inner lower. And with these fenders, working on these bearing carriers are a little tougher, but not impossible. I'd rather have the fenders on by Scorched than not when you're doing a street basher. Go ahead and get this piece put in here. Gonna get our axle put back in. And then looks like it's this. I'm going to check the other side. So before I finalize that, I'm going to check this side. Yep, all the washers are in the back, like I thought. Alright, now I'm going to get this put on with my pin. This bolted up. Now I'm more confident that my bearing carrier is not going to be the cause of this rim failing if it fails again. Now, I did read a comment that says you can contact Power Hobbies and they'll send you washers. I found that the standard replacement ones, which are these, don't need the washers. I have showed the washers when it comes to the staggered setup. You have to use those washers. Proline gives them to you now. They're like a brake line on automotive. It's like a brake line washer that you have to run. looks like this. Exactly what it is. You put these behind the wheels on the staggered, or they hit, and when you bolt them down, they won't roll. These don't have that problem because they're a standard offset. I don't know why Proline had that issue, but they did. So we are nice and smooth. Also probably going to re-gear this one because my gearing, I think, is too tall for this. So I'm probably going to do that as well. I got to get these fans tightened back down and go from there. But those wheels have caused more damage than the savings of these tires. So if it happens again, I'm 100% not going to buy these Power Hobbies again. At least now I'm comfortable in saying that if it does fail again, then it's going to be on the rim and not on any part that failed. Bearings didn't fail. I believe I was drifting to this side a lot because I would hit the brake and put a lot of pressure on this one wheel. That's just the way I drift. I tend to drift to this left rear more than I drift to the right rear. But we'll see. Is there a problem with the design on these wheels? Very possible. I mean, it's close. But there is a gap. There is a gap in it. It's close, but if anything, if the rim starts getting hot and the rim starts melting, especially right around this nut area, it's gonna create an issue. So, but these wheels do not need these washers. 100% they don't. It's something I checked when I first did these wheels. I'm the one that found on the original staggered Power Hobbies, I'm the one that found that you needed to space them out. That was before the fix was even out. You know what you guys think? What gearing should I run in this thing? Matter of fact, we're going to pop this off and check gearing on this thing, because that was another question that people had, is why are you running speed gearing? Because the manual says do not run speed gearing and bash your infraction. 100% that's true. But as you see, I got game changer fans, game changer regulator to keep my electronics nice and cool. Because if you were to put the optional speed gearing in it and try to bash it, they were overheating and people were cooking the motors. I've had this set up for 2 years now, and I haven't ruined a motor or an ESC because of the game changer fans I run. I also, because I've sealed off the wheel well area, I've sealed off the side skirt area, the body's nice and tight, there's not a lot of airflow in here, so I have modified the body to suck in cool air and blows directly on the ESC. So I am putting fresh air into this even though I have the fender wells on it. These are all modifications that I suggest people do along with your chassis braces. If you're not doing speed runs, then you know, adding some of this protection is what you want to do. You want that longevity. Oh, just checking my steering, making sure got a little play up in here. But that's all good. And I am running the Smart Pack, which I was kind of curious on why my remote didn't show my battery life. I'm running one 6S pack over here. That's what I run for this. The regulator runs these 3 fans, and then I have a 4S pack over here that I run the external body fan specifically off this one. It could be a 3S pack. I'm running a 4S pack. It should be a 3S pack, but that also balances out my RC by running 2 batteries. It's still a little heavier on this side, but that's okay. That's why I just use this other battery slot to run my fans. So, but I am running a 6S 7000 Smart Pack, soft pack that fits right in here. It's tight, but it fits in here, and that runs the rest of my RC on the stock electronics that I have in this thing. So I'm going to get to popping out this this motor, and we're going to take a look at the gearing. We'll be right back. All right, let's see what gearing we got. Go ahead and flip that over. I did make this really serviceable when it comes to working on this, and as you see, I do have the on and off switch for the fans. Now, I'm not gonna lie, these screws really do scare me. When it comes to stripping these cheap screws out right here, you really got to have yourself a good set of MIPs to take out the motor screws. So there we go. I don't know what we're going to count the teeth on this. See what we got. Oh, I'm surprised that didn't strip. So we got a whopping 25 tooth in there. So that's way too much. So we're going to drop it down. 17 through 20 should be fine. We're going to probably go with this 19 tooth. I'm going to drop a 19 in there. See how that works. As you see, everything with this is pretty serviceable. Make sure the mesh is good. Can't believe I had a 25 tooth in there. I wonder why this thing was running warm with all these fans on it. Blue, yellow, orange, throw our fans back on. one screw. Check to make sure our fans work. That's all. It's all set up on the regulator, so whether I do a 3S, 4S, 6S, 8S, the fans are going to turn on and run fine. Can't go 8S on this ESC, but remember I got the lights running off the receiver because I do have headlights on this. I've got 3 fans running off the main pack, the main 6S, and then I've got an external body fan running off another pack. Should be a 3S. I'm running a 4S in here just for more runtime. But that'll give me about 45 minutes to an hour of drifting, which should be plenty for a set of tires. Usually can get about 3 battery packs to a set. On the Hoons I was getting about 2 with that wheel speed, so hopefully the 19 tooth will give us what we need. But there we go. This thing's all ready to rip. I'm going to get it blowing out on the inside, get these packs charged up. Next we'll be out ripping it. Glad we went ahead and changed the hub and changed out the gearing. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you guys on my next video. And yes, it still is running a stock center diff that I have not modified. There is no spool in this. Diffs are all stock, fluids all stock, and all the shocks. So we'll see. Like, comment, subscribe. Catch you on the next video.